tonight we are going to be looking at a wonderful topic. It's called the 10 Minutes YouTube Channel Audit that fixes wasted views. Isn't it strange? Why you always ask the question, why are your good videos dying in the dark? You spend time creating your videos and yet you don't get as many views as you expected. Always ask the question, why is that? So tonight we're going to try to answer that question for you. At least give you some logistics as to why that is happening. Most people like myself, keep uploading so-called consistently, but the view count flatlines. And you always ask the question, why is that? Why does that happen? Most creators like myself think that we have a traffic problem. For example, not enough impression. However, the brutal truth is we have an efficiency problem. We are leaking the views we already have. So is there a solution to that problem? Well, let's stop looking for hacks and start fixing the leaks in our bucket. So if we're able to keep the views that we have, we will improve our efficiency and we will be a lot better off in relative to watch time, views, and things of that nature. What can we do about it? You ask the question, what can we do about it? Right? Simple solution, right? We need to go to our YouTube studio right now. If your impressions are high, but views are low, your content isn't the problem. Your packaging is. So, like for example, I'm gonna take a quick look at some of the things that I could be fixing when I do an audit. So let me see if I could bring up a frame that could do that for me. Right now I have this thing right here, so don't worry about the B-roll playing on the background. I'm going to try to bring in another view that actually provides the information that I need. Let's see, YouTube details. Is that the one? Well, you got a lot of YouTubes open. Let me close some of the channels that I have open because they make no sense to me. It's going to take a minute. Right now, there's a lot of, I was doing an audit on many of them, and then I could make some correction, but I figure that, 90% of the work that we do is invisible to the rest of the population, right? So I like to share on the pain, so to speak, and be able to show there we go. So as I perform an audit on my channel, right, I get information that tells me, for example, this video has no playlist, right? Now, like I said, I fixed some of these, but I'll give you an idea, and before I continue with my dialogue as to what I do. When I do my audit, I go in and I start checking the video from top to bottom. Like for example, it says A/B testing, but it doesn't give me. I could do, I don't know the title if I wanted to. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But let's continue on with that. Now, I believe I may have already fixed this one from that perspective. See, the thumbnail is good. I did out of the playlist. I do check that, no kids. I am an Amazon affiliate, so I kind of usually check that in, even because I know my link is going to be somewhere within that. And I use the B-rolls, or if you're looking at my B-roll on the upper left, I'm going to make it run right now. You see it on my upper left, you'll be able to see that my B-roll is actually running. I like to have B-roll because it actually provides some dynamics to the to what I'm doing. I just looking at the information that I have. And it's also looked at, so I have here in the center the information that I want to talk about. And obviously on the left side, I have my avatar, my face speaking, and the upper has some B-roll playing. That the reason for that basically is to allow for more dynamic actions in the video. So let's go back to this over here, right? So I click on that, and then I'm gonna have to change to the second one. Let me go over here now.
Imagine waking up.
Apologize for that. So let me go ahead, go in here. I'm trying to bring the second YouTube channel. So if you give me a second, I'll do that. That's it. There you go. Is that the one? No, this is okay. This is the one right here. Okay, so now I'm sharing.
Reaching for your phone and seeing.
I'm sharing the B-roll in the bottom right, and just to have, like I said, some action going on. Let me see. Go here. And I could change that so it shows more dynamic, like this, for example. So that you only see part of my. Let's see what happens if I do this. Yeah, it's much better like that. And then I could do some graphics if I want to. Let's see, show that. What is this? There we go. Give me a second. I rebooted my computer today, and basically it's a little slow. So I have sort of like not only do I have the B-roll playing on the upper right, but I have in the background, I have some background data coming along, and then I could put in some music. So if it's a situation where there are no sound, you could be able to get that information coming on, right? So let's see. There you go. So let's talk about first. What I did was I kind of was on my list right here, and I picked the first one, and then basically that kind of opened up the actual video content. And now what I wanted to do here is I'm making sure that I have the right thing, like for the title. Just working on some suggestion right now. By the way, I get all those things through vidIQ, and if it pops up, you'll be able to see the kind of things that you can get through it. Like I said, I'm not an affiliate with them yet, but it's something that I like to show because I kind of do use it quite a bit. Now I fixed the playlist that was the real reason that brought me here. Then I do some more additional checking. I had a paid promotion here because I'm an affiliate with Amazon, right? And that's obviously because of the B-roll that you're seeing on the upper right, basically I kind of say that I'm using AI generated looking scene, right? This area here is so generic. Like for example, if the first one makes sense to me, make a real person appears to say something or do something they didn't do, say, right? Obviously, if I'm calling someone, that makes sense to me. Alter footage of a real place, right? That makes sense to me as well. But I never do either one of those. For this one here, generate a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So to me, if you generate any AI related footage like I'm doing right now, basically I'm doing that. So I always have to check this thing called AI use, and I'm avoiding that because it doesn't. To me, if you're watching YouTube and you basically don't want to see AI generated items, it's going to be very difficult to someone to make that claim, because even the music that you're listening to in the background is AI generated. So for that reason, I always mark that in there, right? Um, Collaboration usually don't, if you're going to use that, but if you want to collaborate with someone, that's what you would do here. Now, I'll be marking automatic chapters. There's a lot of debate over automatic chapters, whether or not to use it. I was using it at one point, and then I was not using it. And then I started using it again because of some video that I saw. I'm not sure whether it hurts. It allows the viewer to select a portion of the video to watch. So basically, that may be good or bad. Now down here, see the tag is completely empty. So through this vidIQ, I usually get suggestions what to add. I usually add them all. I don't waste a lot of time on that because, but that's gonna come on. It's gonna come important in a few minutes when I talk about using tags, right? So it's specifically related to the work that I'm doing, AI tools, AI editing, things of that nature. So they kind of speak. You'll see later on when I'm actually talking about the videos and the using tag, how that's going to become an important factor, right? So you got those in there. You could select if it's, for example, usually green means a higher value than any other color. So like, for example, if you want to kind of get rid of some of the like this one here, which is yellow, and that one there, and exchanging for a green that has a higher rating. It's an SEO rating, basically. What you could do is just kind of press the plus sign and it goes in there. So it's just particularly related to that. Some of these are preset for me, so I don't have any issue with it. Now, usually I like to change the category. I don't do. It's not, to me. It's not entertainment. To me, it's people on blogs. It's one of the most used YouTube category. I like to keep it within that, but obviously you could select what applies to your video. And I like to use that certification to a lot of the trolls that are actually out there creating products. I will save it when I make the first pass. Now, I'm going to show you another things that I do in this video, then I'll go back to some of my dialogue. Let's see here. Okay, so if you raise the video in here on the right side, you have something called a quiz, right? Usually what I do is I try to create a quiz based on the some of the suggestions. Okay, so I could take this information right here. I could copy and I could go to any like ChatGPT, and I could ask it to create a yes or no question answer, or create a short yes, no, based on the following. I mean, if I don't have, obviously, you want to kind of be more specific to that, but if you kind of get to the point that you didn't do one and you're just doing an audit, you're not seeing my interaction with ChatGPT because I don't want to open up another window, but you'll be able to see the results once that is done. I think you want to use every single portion of the when you edit in your YouTube content. That way, it is easy to kind of give the viewer an opportunity to interact with you, right? So let me see here. It's coming up. So you're gonna open up the quiz. You open up this dialog box here. You're gonna add a quiz. I think you could schedule it in a particular time frame. You could do it in the middle, whenever. This might be a good function to put it at the end in there. So let me see what we got. Okay. So let's see what this is. A question that I think I want to add to that. Do you want to learn the hidden AI tool that can help you video gets more view? Obviously, you could say yes, no, and then you could say, the answer would be is watch the video to the end, right? To the end, and that's basically will be it. Also, it's going to save the question, so you also may want to do cards. Let me see something real quick. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this one in a second. Let me start from the top. There are many ways to do the next step, which are basically subtitles. Usually I like to burn in the subtitle within the video itself. But sometimes you just can't do it if it's a live event. So you could upload a file, you could auto sync, you could type manually whatever you want to say, and you could have multiple messages in the document. So let's say that I just added this one, and if you could add more if you like. Then you do want to add end screens. And usually I do my best video, or I could put a specific one. I like to do that towards the end. The same with cards. In cards, I like to do something a little different, which would be a playlist. I just picked one that applies to my genre, which is veterans. You put that in there. Okay, so that pretty much covers. Or then we have A/B testing that kind of popped up in the last minute, so I could do A/B testing. And the way you do it is, I have some suggested titles, so you pick title number 2. I like to pick the highest one based on the SEO. Then I go to title 3, and I pick the second highest. And you got set. Also, if for whatever reason I didn't like my thumbnail, I can always change it by going here and creating a new concept. of it. And it says it can be improved, but hey, it is what it is. I think I'm going to leave it. Well, no, I tell you what, I'll show it. Do I want to show it? I already kind of messed up the. Let me do this. Let me edit this. I'm going to have to come back and do it again, but it doesn't matter. Let me see here. So, let me see. I want to do it based upon the this one here. Oops, that's not what I want. Sorry, Charlie. Title 2, 92. What happened? You know, when you're trying to demonstrate something, sometimes things just don't work. I love someone that says that it doesn't matter. So let's pick another title. Let's pick second title. Let's say this one. Now, I'm going to use the second title to create a second thumbnail. I could do this one actually for all three titles, have like a separate thumbnail for it. So I'm going to pick the second one so you get a chance to see. It's a new concept. So basically, what it's doing right now is just kind of generating. Not seeing this right now. What it's doing is, or are you seeing this? Let me double check. Yeah, you probably are seeing. Yeah, you are seeing it. It's creating. It went into vidIQ. It's actually creating the thumbnail. So basically, once it's created, it would just pop up, and then I have an opportunity to create another one or completely select a different one altogether. So that's something that you may want to think about when we're doing that, having multiple thumbnail as well. There you go. It's coming on right now. There you go. So that one in there. So if I want to use it, I could download it. I could improve it. I could preview it. I could have a new concept. But let's say that I want to use it, right? So use it, right? So it completely that's going to replace the one that was there before, as you go see in a minute, right? And if I want to create a different concept for the other titles that I'm using, I could do the same thing by doing. I had to kind of kill the A/B testing and then redo it, which is not a big deal. But I have all these options here as title, and also I have an updated description if I wanted to, which is down here. Not sure if oops. I can move this description up. Let me see if it's the same one cut. It looks the same, or similar anyway in nature. It might be a little better because it has more in line with keywords that I'm using. Like for example, that's rated 71, the overall score. You tell me there have been 1 million plus searches on it, and the competition is medium, right? So it kind of gives you a rating for what you're doing, which kind of makes sense to me. And I could use that. So that's how I kind of, when I go in and I audit my video, I could do those things like that. So let's say, so the changes that I made. I don't know what's going on now. So we'll go back to my end cards. So I do want to make a little, not the end card. End card is fine. end screen. Save. Okay, and let's see if let me go back and see. Be sure I could. Something is wrong, so I got to figure out what that is. So cancel that. Usually, when you don't get that save button, what is happening is usually here. You see how you have a red line or red border, if you will. That means that basically you have too many tags, and you have to reduce tags until it turns black. And what I would do is I'll delete the one that are basically the lower SEO value, right? So now when that happens, it gives you a save button, and all your changes are saved, right? So that would basically take care of. We'll take care of basically the first one that you see, which is the one over here, right? We'll take care of that. And I could just basically, let me exit out of this one. I don't need to do it. So that is basically what is happening right there. And that's how basically how you make kind of. I mean, I have several of them, as you could tell by looking at the list that I could potentially do. And but you know, what we're trying to do basically is give the video that we currently have the best chance to move forward and get the maximum number of views possible, right? So if for example, if you're falling into what's called the CTR trap, you know, viewers use your thumbnail, read your title, and feel absolutely nothing, right? If they do that, or worse, they click, feels misled, and leave bounce immediately, right? So that's how you kind of fix it a little bit. That's how you kind of go in there and you kind of making sure that your thumbnail matches the content of your video, and your title kind of does not mislead the viewer on that, right? So you want to do what's called trust alignment. Your thumbnail creates the curiosity gap, and your title promises to fill it, right? In the first 5 seconds of your video, don't acknowledge the thumbnail. You are broken the viewer's trust, right? So if you recall, when I started the video, this presentation, the first thing that I did was I presented the thumbnail, right? It's a 10-minute audit, fix wasted views, right? And then basically I went ahead not only of talking you through it, but also showing you an actual video that I'm actually basically auditing, and went through all that. So what I'm trying to show is the trust alignment, that you should be able to trust my thumbnail, which may have brought you into this video. But then right away I begin to talk about it on the video to ensure that you are kind of, I align, or that I'm aligned with the discussion on my title, my thumbnail, right? So here's some takeaway for you. The 3 words match. Ensure the first 3 words spoken in your video directly mirror the core hook of your thumbnail, right? So in this particular case, 10-minute audit, fix wasted views, right? Those are the core words that I'm actually use for my video, and I believe I spoke to that in there, right? So it's a keyword strategy actually sabotaging you. So the basic problem in this is this, right? Targeting high value keywords that have nothing to do with your actual content it's bad, right? You are pulling in the wrong crowd who leaves the moment they realize they are in the wrong place. So what does that actually mean? Let me see if I could demonstrate that. Go back to the same video, for example, and let's see if we are able to pick it up again on my channel. Let me see. I don't know where it's at right now, so I have to find it. You have to give me a second so I can find it. Okay, so I have to find it, so it's okay. It won't take long. There you go. Share. I have to share. Finally, I share with you. Okay, so right here we are. So what this means, the meaning of that is, if you remember, we were talking about keywords. Which are these over here, right? So the way that I prevent that problem basically is I normally look at keywords that I rated high when it comes to the content or to the title of my video, right? So I could say Mr. Beast or some famous YouTuber, right, just to attract people to my channel or to my video. But the minute they get there, they say this has nothing to do with, for example, SpaceX or Mr. Beast. They would immediately bounce. They would go away because of the fact is that the video has no concept about it. Does not apply. Go back to the original one. I think it's better. I want to keep the original one that I have because it's sort of more in line with what I have, so I don't want to change it, but it kind of gives you an idea depending on what you want to do, how to change the thumbnail, right? Because you want to align it to what you're saying. So that's basically what we're saying here. You don't want to put in a whole bunch of high volume keywords, and the one particular way you could do that is, for example, if you're here, let me see here, copy all. You could pick, for example, let's say this one here. If you click on it, it will give you a whole bunch of keywords that has a different rating. It will tell you related score, not 0. 25 seems to be a high one. Search volume, right? And it gives you an overall score. But now, some of these has a higher search volume. AI tools, right? Has a search volume of almost a million high, right? And it has a similar score. So if I was to pick a word, I would click on this one and I would pick this one, for example. AI tool, right? So I could just simply do that, copy. But I think I already have it in there already, but I just put it in, for example. There you go. So like I said, it's probably in there already, but I just wanted to give you an example of how to create that dynamics, right? Right. So, like I said, you need to analyze your traffic source, and if suggested video has a higher retention than your YouTube search, Your keyword aligned to your algorithm. Small data matter. Even 100 views can tell you if you are reaching out the right humans, right? And that's what the tags are supposed to be doing, right? Sort of giving the algorithm some alignment as to where to go, as for people to click on your video. So there's a lot of debate as to whether or not that's all strategy or not, but I've still used it. I think it still helped the algorithm find the right viewers for you as a content creator. And basically, that's that, right? Now, here's a takeaway. It's called the pivot. Stop trying to rank for how you make money. Start ranking for a specific problem your video actually solves, right? So in my particular case, it's trying to solve the problem of using AI, not using AI, but auditing the video and wasting views, right? So that's why, you could use AI tools to do that. But basically, that's what you need to be able to do, right? So now, why does everyone leave after 30 seconds, right? You can kind of look at your video and it goes like you're really high, 100%, then it kind of ramps down pretty quickly. It's called a 30-second leak. Most creators spend too much time on logos, introduction, and hey guys kind of stuff. By the time you get to the point, the viewers have already clicked away to a competitor. Like I was watching, lucky for me it was pre-recorded, but I was watching a video yesterday, and it took them almost 20 minutes to get to the meat and potato of the presentation. It was a lot of introduction, a lot of playing kind of talking about things that were not related to the topic that I was concerned about. So I just moved it forward to the point that I wanted to listen, and I kind of got the information that I was looking for. But if I was looking this show live, I would have clicked away, from the beginning, right? So the point is, by the time you get to the point, the viewer has already clicked away your competitor if you spend too much time in your introduction, right? So the solution, remember, is this: open your retention tab, look for the intro spike, because the first 10 seconds. If your line drops like a cliff in the first 10, 20, or 30 seconds, your hook is actually a hole, right? Meaning it's not working. So what you need to do is use the delete key. Cut the first 15 seconds of your next script entirely. Start where the action begins. But wait, most creators completely misunderstand this next metric, and it's the real reason why the algorithm stopped pushing your video. So you want to stick around for this next idea. For example, is your data telling a story you are not reading, right? Remember, every video tells a story, whether you have high view, low view, middle views, number of views, that's what I mean. It's telling a story, right? So you have to analyze it, but I've always called analysis by paralysis. You see the charts, but you don't see the human behavior behind it. It's not whether they drop the first 15 seconds. It's, why did they drop? Remember, the views come from human, individual people looking at your videos, the actual viewers or subscriber. So you analyze the data, but you don't sit there and say, like, what does it mean? You don't kind of stop there. You try to understand why it's happening, right? You focus on lifetime views instead of the average view duration. I know we say the average view duration is a key metric, but you got to look that over the lifetime of your videos, right? If it's just one anomaly, one video where it drops, may not be too bad, right? But overall, if you do 100 videos and you have the same drop off at the same time, that might be a concern, right? So the solution is the average view duration is the satisfaction score. High average view duration tells YouTube this person is happy, send more people, right? Low retention is equals to boring spacing. Low CTR means boring idea, right? So you either have a boring idea or you have boring pacing. That's what you got to be able to fix. And I know in the video sometimes you go a little fast, you go a little slow. You kind of go to different phases of the video, right? And you try to figure out what's going on. So you kind of want to be sure that you're always changing your views to allow the viewers and the subscriber to be able to basically don't get bored, right? Don't make it into a boring video, right? So the 10 minutes fix, sort your videos by the highest retention in the last 90 days, reverse engineer what you did right and ignore everything else, right? So a lot of times when I'm creating my next video, I will look at what is actually working. If I have one video where I received a lot of views and I look at the average view duration, it's pretty high. When the metrics are high, that tells me that video has something in it. Whatever I did, it's kind of working. So what I do is I'll make a second video and a third video using the same conceptual information, right? So, and I also look what was right. Was it the hook was correct? Was it the curiosity loop that was there? Those kinds of things, and I kind of fixed, right? Now, how do you turn wasted views into a growth engine, right? The basic problem that we face, treating every video like a one-off project instead of a data-driven experiment, okay? In knowing the leaks means you are working 10x harder for 1x result, right? So once again, I'm gonna do another quick demo of what I was talking about. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. So when I was doing my audit, I have this series of video where something is missing, right? So if you look at it, right, what it tells you is basically it's one big area, it's no playlist, right? It has no playlist, right? So usually when it does that, is that I kind of went too fast and I didn't kind of do something, but I don't just stop there. So I'm gonna audit my next video and I go here. Let me make sure that you guys see in the audit. So I'm gonna exit this one. Uh-oh. Okay. Now I have to be sure you're seeing it. Go to, probably not seeing it, so I have to add it to the pick list. Takes a few seconds to add it, so bear with me. Should be able to see it right now. So this is the second video that basically was saying, hey, you're missing your playlist, right? I remember what I said earlier. I probably fixed that little problem already, but there's a lot of stuff that I haven't fixed. As you see here, I only have one title. And usually I take this opportunity to do this and do a copy. And I could right away fix my first comment, which is I like to be able to do my subtitle. And like I said, you could do multiple subtitles, but I like to add the title of the video manually to the first screen of the video. Now, you can add multiple messages throughout if you like. We are not going to do that right now, but I just want to show you how I do the first one. Now, what you wanted to check here was the playlist. Like I say, I already added the playlist. So this one here gives me some suggested description, the short description, which I usually like to copy in. And what I like to be able to do with that is, because usually it's higher, it's has a high rating. So, I don't know what happened. I messed it up. I'm going to get rid of it and try to bring it in again. Do that and bring it here. If you missed the discussion, what this is basically is get it through vidIQ, which I have a subscription, and basically I'm able to get some suggested information. I'm not going to fix this part of it because it kind of got all crunched up. Oops. Okay, let's just find out for now. It does that, and also it gives me some A/B testing, which I like to do A/B testing because I think it's kind of cool. If you look at the rating for my title, it's 78, and I have higher, or the title that I have higher rating. So I usually do an A/B testing. The system does that automatically. I don't have to do anything. All I have to do is add it. So my second title will be this one. My third title is going to be that one, right? I look at it usually if I like it, and I do. I just set it. And YouTube will automatically test those 3 titles to ensure that which one is the best. I can also take the information from this title and create thumbnail. I guess if you were here a few minutes ago, you saw the way that I did that. So I'm not going to recreate it because normally I don't like to change the title because the title that I have is usually specific to the video that I have. So I'm not going to change that. Let me see, show that. Usually I do have it, usually I put in my promotional. I have a couple of affiliation, so I usually like to disclose that. And even though I'm not displaying any products right now, I like to be able to disclose that I'm an affiliate. It doesn't cost anything. I mean, it avoids trouble with YouTube, even when you're not doing that. So I usually like to check that in. And I like to check AI use because, as you could tell by looking at my my presentation on the upper right here, I have some B-roll that I'm running. I like to do that because it kind of, the information is not fixed. And even though I have some background information that's kind of changing all the time, having the background change and also having the B-roll change makes it kind of interesting to me. So I like to be able to leave it like that. So that's what I kind of mark. And also the music that you hear playing is actually AI generated, right? So there's a lot of AI generation, and if you're doing YouTube, that if you think of it, you know, you should be able to mark that window every single time, because I think very little of the things that we do nowadays do not require us to mark that flag. So I'd mark it almost traditionally. Now here is, I have some tags already, right, that I have added before, but now I have more. So I just add the rest of them. Now the rating, as you saw here, if you were here a few minutes ago, for example, 71 is a rating that is given to the short, not to the short, to the tag. And if you click on one of these here, let me see. Okay. I don't have a template created, but that's fine. So the rating is based on the amount of, like right here, I'm glad you did that. So it's based upon the keyword that you are using. Like you see that one right here, it had like no relation, or it's maybe an infinity relation because that's an infinity sign. But, and then it says that the search volume is 53,000. But look at some of these. The search volume is basically 274,000, so which is the highest one in there. So basically, you can click on that one, and let's say you could say add to this section, right? And it'll probably just do that. Looks out of it. But anyway, what it does do is it kind of gives you an idea that these keywords have a relationship to the topic that you are discussing. And we talked about, you want to avoid just adding random words in there to avoid getting in trouble. So I like that's okay, and strict is okay. That's fine. So first pass, I will save the changes to be sure that it takes it. And then I go to quizzes, right? It doesn't have any quizzes. I look at my description. Okay. I have a question here already, right? So if I want to be lazy, I just want to copy it because right now I'm just trying to do a demo, so I'm not really. I'm gonna go back and clean that up later, but right now I just want to do it so you how the question is added. You add a quiz, and the question is if everything you build vanishes in less than 2 minutes. You say you could say I have a plan. Or you could say I would panic, right? So what you're trying to do is basically increase engagement, because this video here talks about how I lost my YouTube channel in 90 seconds. That's it. This video was saying. So that's why the question is somewhat related to that. Then you can also add, I think I already added the subtitle, right? Yeah, I did a subtitle. You could add the end cards. Usually I do recommend you do that. You could do the, I usually do that one, but sometimes you could do the 2 videos, which will be your best for view, most relevant, most recent upload, right? So you can have this 2 in here. And usually you like to do it like kind of towards the end. So like when you get towards the end of the video, they will be able to do that. Now you can also select a specific video. Choose a specific video right here. Let's say for example, what would that be? Let's see one. So let's see, this video was pretty good. It did fairly well. So actually this one did better. No, that's not that one. So you could look, see this one got a lot of views. So you could say pick one of your best video. We'll automatically put it in there. Or you want to pick a video that might be related to the same subject that you are kind of writing about. That would be kind of cool. And then you could do end cards also. And I like to do a playlist for the end cards, because they pick one of my videos, they could go to the next video, things of that nature, right? So let me go back. Playlist. I just want to change the location when you get that. You'll be able to do that. Didn't do it, so. Okay, so I do have the end cards in there. So that's basically that should be it, right? Let me double check. Yeah. We should have all that. Okay. So that's basically how you try to turn your wasted view into a growth engine, right? You treat every video like a one-off. If you treat it like a one-off project instead of a data-driven experiment, ignoring the leaks means you are working 10 times harder for not as much results, right? So basically, you do this audit, which I say takes 10 minutes. As you saw, it's pretty quick, once a week. Now, it's kind of going longer for us because I'm actually do a lot of explanation, but you kind of, in the audit, you want to fix your thumbnail for click-through rates and tightening your hooks for retention and alignment with keywords, right? So I think the hook could be kind of hard to fix because the video is already created, right? But you can have some data on your description that once it's read, it could act as a hook and it would allow with the retention. But you want to build your hook within your video itself or when you live event. You do want to align your keywords by targeting them to basically things that are applicable, right? You don't want to have keywords that have no application to what you're doing. That's why these keywords and the rating that I get gives me an idea how applicable it is to the things that I'm working on, right? So you want to kind of do that. And so here you go. So the new strategy is to stop obsessing over the viral hits. You need to start obsessing over efficiency gains. A 2% increase in CTR can double your channel's monthly view. So if you do this 10-minute audit once a week, for example, and you stop all the leaks that you have, so it might give you a 1% increase in CTR, right? Click-through rates. Or it might give you a 2%, right? And what I'm saying is that could be very valuable to you as an individual and as a creator, right? So your mission start right now. YouTube rewards behavior, not just effort. The creator who grows the fastest is not the luckiest one. They just stop wasting the attention they have already gained. Like I said before, don't waste your attention you gain. Don't waste the view that you already have. You have the tools, you have the data, which is your algorithm. Now go fix the leaks, right? So that's basically what the purpose of tonight is. As you know, we're here to help our veterans, so help us serve those who serve. Subscribe to the channel. A portion of the growth help feed and support our veterans in need. Your click makes a real world difference, right? So here's a comment for engagement for you. Open your dashboard right now. Don't waste right now. What is the current lifetime channel click-through rates? Drop the number below and let's analyze it. If you are stuck in the death trap or ready to scale. So let's work together on that. Remember, views are grace, so thank you for viewing the channel. Our likes are perfect. We love the views. We also love you subscribing to the channel. For commenting is sort of the new gold standard for YouTube. They want to see interaction between creators, between viewers, between subscribers. So if you could, even if you just say hello, it will help that commitment to interacting with the viewers, interacting with the subscriber, interacting with with you. So engagement is key. So engage in a dialogue. Now, stay with us for the next video. To click here, you should be able to click over here, and you should be able to get more information about our next video. So stick around.